Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue chapter 3 of your ISC Plus 2 history book. The name of the chapter is Establishment and Development of Indian Democracy. And in this module, we will discuss the linguistic reorganization of states. Before we start our topic, let us understand the objectives of the topic. The first objective of the topic is to understand how the democracy was founded in India and how the first general elections were conducted. The second objective is to understand the linguistic reorganization of the states. Students, we have already discussed the foundation of democracy by conducting the first general election in the previous module. In this module, we will discuss the linguistic reorganization of states, or how the states of India were reorganized on the basis of language. Let us discuss the new terms of this topic. The first new term is constitution. Constitution refers to the basic principles and laws of a nation or state that determines the powers and duties of the government and also provides the platform or base for determining the fundamental rights and duties of the people. In short, Constitution is a book which provides the basic law according to which a country is governed. It also describes the fundamental duties which the Constitution provides to its citizens and also lists the fundamental duties of every citizen. The next term is sovereign. A sovereign state or country is independent and not under the authority of any other country. Students, a country is called as a sovereign country when it is free to formulate its internal as well as external policies. India became a sovereign country after independence in 1947. The next word is democratic. Democratic is based on form of government in which people choose leaders by voting. It is a form of government in which the supreme power is vested in the people and exercised directly by them or by their elected agents under a free electoral system by voting. Democratic government is a government where people elect their representatives by voting. Here, the ultimate source of authority is people itself. If they don't like an elected government, they have chance to change it in the next election. Next term is republic. A republic is a form of government that has no monarchy and no hereditary aristocracy. A state in which supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives, and which has an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch. In short, republic is a form of government which is against kingship or monarchy. It favors the head of the state should be elected. However, this election can be direct or indirect. The next word is union of states. The country is an integral whole and divided into different states only for the convenience of administration. The Constitution of India, being federal in structure, divides all the powers, that is legislative, executive, and financial, between the center and states. Union of states means that the country, for its better administration, is divided into further units which in India called as states. In order to administer India properly in all the spheres like legislative, executive and financial, the powers has been divided between the central government and the state government. The next word is princely states. Princely state is the area that was not directly governed by the British but by a local ruler, which was subject to a form of indirect rules on some matters. Basically, finance and foreign relations were under the control of the British. So, princely state was an area which was not directly administered by the British, but they were ruled by the local kings. The kings had to give annual taxes to the British government, and if they were unable to do so, their kingdom could be annexed anytime. The next word is PEPSU. The Patiala and East Punjab States Union was a state of India uniting 8 princely states between 1948 and 1956. The capital and principal city of this area was Patiala. The state covered an area of 26,208 kilometers square. Shimla, Kasauli, Khangat and Chail also became important part of this region. The next word is linguistic. Linguistic means that the states are divided on the basis of its regional languages. This is because India has many languages. So for better and apt administration, the regions are divided on the basis of languages. For example, in 1966, the states of Punjab, Haryana, and Himachal Pradesh were created out of Old Punjab. The next word is State Reorganization Commission. The States Reorganization Commission, or SRC, constituted by the Central Government of India on 22nd December 1953 to recommend the reorganization of state boundaries. After the independence of India, many states started demanding their separate identity on the basis of the language. So, State Reorganization Commission was formed, which recommended that states should be reorganized on the basis of local languages. In 1955, after nearly 2 years of study, the Commission recommended that India's state boundaries should be reorganized to form 14 states and 6 territories. The next word is Union Territories. Union Territory is a small administrative unit that is ruled by the Union. The Union Territories are controlled and administered directly by the central government. The Union Territories or UTs are directly under the Union Executive, or we can say the President of India. Even the law and order of the UTs are controlled by the central government. After the independence of India, the British government dissolved their treaty relation with more than 500 princely states. Students, we have already done the meaning of princely state. Princely state is the area that was not directly governed by the British but by a local ruler. And the local ruler was subject to a form of indirect rules on some matters. Basically, finance and foreign relations were under the control of the British government. These princely states were directed either to join India or Pakistan or maintain their independence like before. So the Indian Independence Act of 1947 provided the princely state with the option to either join India or Pakistan or could remain independent. Between 1947 and about 1950, the princely states were politically integrated, that is joined into Indian Union. Most were merged into existing provinces. Others were organized into new provinces such as Rajputana, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Bharat and Vindhya Pradesh, made up of multiple princely states. Mysore, Hyderabad, Bhopal and Bilaspur became separate provinces. So after the Indian Independence Act and between 1947 and 1950, many changes occurred in the Indian political system. Many of the states which were formerly the princely states were merged into the existing Indian provinces. Some princely states were declared as independent new provinces such as Rajputana, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Bharat, which later became MP, Vindhya Pradesh, and number of princely states were merged into these independent states. However, Mysore, Hyderabad, Bhopal and Bilaspur were not merged into any state and they became separate provinces. The new Constitution of India, which came into force on 26 January 1950, made India a sovereign, democratic republic. Students, we have already done the meaning of these 3 words. Sovereign is a country which is internally as well as externally free. After independence, India was having the right to formulate its external as well as internal political policies. The Constitution has also declared India as a democratic country, which means that people were provided with the right to vote and right to choose their own representatives. By republic, we mean a form of government where kingship or monarchy was totally rejected. In India, the head of the state is president who is elected indirectly by the people of India. So India now became Union of States. The Constitution of India distinguished between three main types of states. A states were Assam, Bihar, Bombay, Madhya Pradesh, Madras, Odisha, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. The B states were Hyderabad, Jammu and Kashmir, Madhya Bharat, Mysore, Patiala, and East Punjab states, that is Pepsu, Rajasthan, Saurashtra, and Travancore, Cochin. The C states were Ajmer, Bhopal, Bilaspur, Kurk, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Kutch, Manipur, Tripura, and Vindhya Pradesh. And the last category was the D state, which was the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Students, B and C states were those states which were earlier the princely states. Students, the map you can see on your screen clearly depicts the grouping system of Indian states into A, B, and C. Here you can see the A states which are shown with the red colors like Assam, Bihar, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Madras, Bombay, Punjab. So these were called as the A states. The B states are shown with the yellow color like Hyderabad, Rajasthan, Madhya Bharat, Jammu and Kashmir, Mysore, and Travancore, Cochin. And the C part is shown with brown color. Here you can see the Kutch area, the area here of Ajmer, and Bilaspur area of here. In the northeastern side you can see Manipur and Tripura. These were included in the C category of Indian states. Now let us discuss the topic of this module, that how the demand for separate states on linguistic basis or language basis started in India. The first state which was formed on the basis of language was Odisha. The demand of states on linguistic basis had developed even before independence of India under British rule. The linguistic movement started in Odisha in 1895 and gradually intensified with demand for separate province from Bihar and Odisha province. Odisha was the first Indian state formed on linguistic basis in the year 1936 due to the constant efforts of Madhusudan Das. So even before our independence, Odisha became the first state which was formed on the basis of language. 1936, Odisha was formed, separating it from Bihar. In 1936, Odisha became the first state which was formed on the basis of language. Here you can see Odisha. The south part of the state of Bihar was bifurcated and a separate state of Odisha was formed in 1936. The second state which was formed on the basis of language was Andhra Pradesh. After independence, political movements for linguistic-based states developed. The movement to create a Telugu-speaking state out of northern portion of Madras state gradually gathered strength. In 1953, the new state of Andhra was created with 16 northern Telugu-speaking districts of Madras as a consequence of the death of Poti Srimallu after a hunger strike of 56 days. So with the sacrifice of Poti Srimallu, who went on hunger strike for 56 days, finally a new state of Andhra was created with 16 northern Telugu-speaking districts of Old Madras. The second state in India which was formed on the basis of language was Andhra Pradesh, which was formed with 16 Telugu-speaking districts from Madras. So the northern districts of Madras, where the people were speaking Telugu, was bifurcated and a separate state of Andhra Pradesh was created. Besides forming the big states on the basis of the language, some minor changes were also done, like the district of Bilaspur, which is here, was given to Himachal Pradesh on July 1, 1954. Formation of Maharashtra and Gujarat on linguistic basis or on the basis of language. As a result of agitation and violence by Samyukta Maharashtra, the states of Maharashtra and Gujarat were created by bifurcating or dividing the state of Bombay in 1960. Bombay was thus reorganized on linguistic lines. Gujarati-speaking areas of Bombay were partitioned and made Gujarat. Maharashtra state with Bombay as its capital was formed with the merger of Marathi-speaking areas of Bombay state. In 1916, the state of Bombay was divided and two separate states were formed. The Gujarati-speaking area was bifurcated and made a separate state of Gujarat, while the Marathi-speaking area was formed as Maharashtra with Bombay as its capital. In 1960, two new states were formed from the old Bombay. The Marathi-speaking area was created as Maharashtra and the Gujarati-speaking area was given the new name of Gujarat. The next state which was reorganized on the basis of language was Punjab. The Punjab Reorganization Act was passed in 1966. In the reorganization of Punjab, the first step was the merger or joining of PEPSU states and formation of Himachal Pradesh in 1956. The 8 princely states of Punjab was formed as the PEPSU state, better known as Patiala and East Punjab states, by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel on 15 July 1948. These states consisted Patiala, Nabha, Jind, Faridkot, Kapurthala, Kalisa, Nalagarh and Malerkotla. So in the reorganization of Punjab, the first step was the merger of 8 princely states of Punjab into PEPSU and formation of Himachal Pradesh in 1956. 8 princely states of East Punjab were grouped together to form a single state called PEPSU, better known as Patiala and East Punjab States Union, and Patiala was made as its capital. PEPSU state was merged with Punjab in 1956. Himachal Pradesh became Union Territory on 1st November 1956. Kangra and most of the other hill areas of Punjab were merged with Himachal Pradesh on 1st November 1966, though its status remained that of a Union Territory. The second step in the reorganization of Punjab was the merger of the PEPSU state into Punjab in 1956 and creation of Himachal Pradesh as a Union Territory from Punjab on 1st November 1956. On 1st November 1966, Kangra and most of the other hill areas of Punjab was given to Himachal Pradesh. However, Himachal Pradesh still was a union territory. In Punjab, Sikh-dominated Akali Dal started movement for creation of a Punjabi majority province. In 1966, Punjab was split into Punjab state with Sikh majority people and Haryana state for Hindu majority people, with Chandigarh as shared capital of the two states. With the efforts of Akali Dal, on 1st November 1966, Punjab was reorganized on the basis of language. The Punjabi speaking area was given to the state of Punjab with Sikhs as majority, and the Hindi speaking area was given to Haryana with Hindu population as a majority. However, Chandigarh was made a shared capital of both the state. In 1966, with the Punjab Reorganization Act, political division of Punjab was done on November 1, 1966. Here you can see the area with dark blue color which was given to Punjab. You can see the number of districts there: Gurdaspur, Amritsar, Kapurthala, Hoshiarpur, Ludhiana, Jalandhar, Ambala, Patiala, Bathinda, Firozpur. These were all the districts which were given to Punjab. These places where you can see the light blue color, the hilly areas, were given to Himachal Pradesh, which consisted of main areas of Kangra, Kullu and Spiti. And here you can see the areas which were given to Haryana, which consisted of Ambala, Karnal, Sangrur, Hisar, Mohendergarh, Rohtak and Gurgaon. And Chandigarh was the shared capital of both the states. So this describes how Punjab was divided in 1966. Students, this map clearly depicts the full story of reorganization of Punjab from 1951 to 1966. In 1951, you can see here in this map the sky blue color depicting Punjab, the pink color depicting Patiala and East Punjab State Union, that is PEPSU. And here you can see Bilaspur, which was made a part of Himachal Pradesh in 1951. In 1954 map, you can see here that Bilaspur was still with Himachal Pradesh and PEPSU states were there and they were independent, they were not under Punjab. In 1956, you can see the merger of PEPSU into Punjab, so there were no PEPSU states in 1956. However, Himachal Pradesh was still a separate UT and it was separated from Punjab. In 1966, you can clearly see that Himachal Pradesh was made a state from UT. Punjab and Haryana were created on the basis of the language, and Chandigarh was made a shared capital of both the states. After the independence of India, in many of the states, demand for reorganization of their states on the basis of language has got momentum. Therefore, the Union government appointed the State Reorganization Commission. The demand for creation of states on linguistic basis or language basis started in different parts of India. In December 22, 1953, Jawaharlal Nehru announced the appointment of a State Reorganization Commission headed by Fazl Ali, the retired Chief Justice of Supreme Court. This commission was also known as Fazl Ali Commission. The other two members were Mr. Hridaynath Kunzru and K.M. Panikkar. So in 1953, 3 members commission was set up, which was called as State Reorganization Commission. The retired Chief Justice of Supreme Court, Mr. Fazl Ali, on the basis of the report of the State Reorganization Commission, the discriminatory A, B, C and D group system was abolished. Now 14 states and 6 union territories were established under the control of central government. The states were Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Bombay, Jammu and Kashmir, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Madras, Mysore, Odisha, Punjab, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. The 6 union territories were Andaman and Nicobar Island, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Lakshadweep, Mini-Koi and Mini-Divi Islands, Manipur and Tripura. The Act was implemented in November 1956. In this way, the map of India was redrawn on the basis of linguistic identity or different languages. By the State Reorganization Commission, 14 states were created in India. You can see the states: Jammu and Kashmir, you can see here Rajasthan, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bombay, Mysore, Kerala, Madras, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Bihar, West Bengal, and here you can see Assam. So these were the separate states, the 14 states which were created as recommendation of the State Reorganization Commission in India. Now let us discuss the mind map of the full chapter. In day 1, we have discussed the framing of the Constitution of India. Even before our independence in 1946, the framing of the Constitution of India was started. A constituent assembly was formed to form the future constitution for India. The constitution declared that India would be sovereign, democratic and republic country. To ensure the democratic and republic nature of the country, the first general elections were held in 1952. 14 national parties took part in this election. The elections were held for 489 Lok Sabha seats and 3,283 State Assembly seats. Then we have discussed the preparation process for the first general election of 1952. 25 lakh ballot boxes and 62 crore ballot papers were used in this election. There were 2,24,000 polling booths set up for the first general election in India. After this, we have also discussed the results of the first general election. Congress won 75% of Lok Sabha seats and 68% of State Assembly seats. Communist Party of India became the second largest party after Congress. We have discussed the impact of the first general election. Though Congress was winning party both at Lok Sabha and at state legislative assemblies, still it gave due importance to the viewpoint of opposition leaders. The press was also given full freedom to criticize the wrong policies of the government. And this healthy development in the Indian political system was the legacy of the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. In this module, we have discussed that how the division of states was done by the British by the cabinet system. The states were divided into A, B, C and D category. In the B states, princely states were included like Hyderabad, Jammu and Kashmir, Madhya Bharat, Mysore, Patiala and East Punjab. Then we have discussed the demand for separate states on linguistic or language basis started momentum in India. Odisha became the first state which was formed on the basis of language even before our independence in 1936. Separate provinces of Odisha and Bihar were formed on the basis of language by the British government. After Odisha, Andhra Pradesh became the second state to be formed on the basis of language. 16 Telugu-speaking districts of Old Madras were separated and a separate province was created called as Andhra Pradesh. Then we have discussed in 1960, 2 separate states were formed out of Bombay. The Gujarati-speaking area was made a separate state of Gujarat and Marathi-speaking area was made a separate state of Maharashtra with Bombay as its capital. And then we have discussed that Punjab Reorganization Act was passed in 1966. Firstly, the PEPSU states were included in Punjab in 1956. In the same year, Himachal Pradesh was separated from Punjab and became a separate UT. On 1st November 1966, the Punjab Reorganization Act was passed separating Punjab and Haryana. Then we have discussed the role of State Reorganization Commission, which was set up in 1953. This commission recommended the end of A, B, C, D grouping of Indian states and decided that there will be 14 states and 6 union territories in India. Also favored the reorganization of states on the basis of language. So from 1947 till 1966, the Indian states underwent many political changes and the map of India was redrawn on the basis of language. These are the questions we have discussed in this module. The first question is, which state was formed on linguistic basis in 1936? The next question is, which portions of Madras were taken for creation of Andhra Pradesh? The next question is, when was the States Reorganization Commission formed and who was its head? The next question is, how many states were created by the States Reorganization Commission? Question number 5. Discuss the movements in Odisha and Andhra for formation of states on linguistic basis. And the last question is, what were the recommendations of the State Reorganization Commission? There is a YouTube link you can see on your screen. If you want to explore more on this topic, you can click on this link. With the help of this explanation and internet, you are advised to make notes of this topic. We'll meet you in the next session. Till then, have a nice day.